Welcome to Radio Mirchi, ma'am. So thankful. Thank you so much for your time. So happy Women's Day, Miku.
Thank you, same to you, and same to wishing a very happy International Women's Day to all the listeners who are there, men or women, everyone.
Absolutely. Ma'am, this year Radio Mirchi has come up with a theme called Let Her. There's so many times where girls want to make their own choices, but they're unable to make. But due to various judgments and decisions, they're not able to showcase their own decision, and in life, they're not able to move forward. What is your take on
I think it is very essential for any girl or woman if she really needs to feel empowered, if she really needs to grow in life, that she is able to take her own decisions. She is able to make her own choices in life and stand by those choices and also not to be judged by those choices. So it is very important for any growth of any personality. I mean, your personality will grow only when you make decisions for yourself. If somebody else is making your choices and decisions for you, you will not grow as an individual. So it is very, very essential that yes, we should let them be and help them actually be, let them be.
Ma'am, on that note, in your childhood, were there instances where people used to give you free advices, and how did you take at that age?
See, I think when one is growing up, the entire ecosystem, and especially if you talk about a country like India, is that the entire ecosystem around you, whether it is your friends, your families, your parents, your school, college, whatever, the entire ecosystem is built in such a way in India is that people would like to tell you what is best for you, right? I don't see anything wrong in it because they also have they wish well for you. Okay. But that does not mean that you do not have a freedom to decide what you want to do. So I would personally say that, and maybe this kind of understanding has come to me a little later, because when you're younger, you don't understand the implications of all this. But what I feel is that you should be open to whatever good advices are coming your way, because sometimes they may tell you something which you haven't even thought about, right? But at the same time, I feel the choice should be yours. Every girl or woman should make their own choice. But there is really nothing wrong in understanding or seeing what people others are saying. It's just like, just like if you have to purchase a dress, you will look at all the options which are available and then pick and choose what fits you well, what you like. Same thing, let us keep an open mind when advice from loved ones or concerned people are concerned is there. Let us take them in the right spirit, but decide on your own. So I think that is what my take would be on it.
Amazing. So, what were your choices like, ma'am, while growing? In perception with your career, your fitness, your beauty, or how did you make choices?
See, as I said, many things in life come very naturally, and as I said, I would personally say that my choice in, for example, my career or many things in the future were based on what I learned while growing up from my family, or what were also things which were in expectations in the family, or some guidance that, okay, these are the possible career choices. But there was no imposition that you have to do only A or B or C. So there was like a healthy kind of a discussion that, okay, these are all the choices in front of you. You decide what you want to do. And once I decided I wanted to do X, my family completely supported me. But does not mean that I said I will only do X and nothing else. I heard what everybody, because, there has to be a kind of healthy discussion. Everybody should be able to say pros and cons. If it's, for example, it's between a parent and a child or whatever, the parent should be able to, if they tell something, should be able to justify or explain what are the pros and cons of it. Similarly, the girl or the woman or whoever the child has to make a choice they should be able to also present their point of view. And then you can take a final decision. That kind of a healthy discussion is required from both sides. And that is probably, I would say, I was blessed to have that kind of an opportunity in life.
Criticism is the most important and a very delicate thing these days women are facing. Right from a kid in the school, adolescent, a daughter-in-law, a daughter, everywhere in a corporate sector, in a software, anywhere, is criticism. How do a woman take it?
See, we always say that a healthy critic is your best friend, but the bottom line is healthy critic, right? Because if the criticism is just for the purpose of criticism, then it is not good. But if somebody is doing criticizing with a very good intention and which is healthy in a way, then probably it tells you that yes, these are the flaws and this is where you need to work upon. See, all of us, whoever it might be in this world, none of us are perfect. Perfection doesn't exist. Okay. So we all come with our own flaws and we need to realize that yes, we have flaws, right? If there is somebody who tells us in a very healthy manner, then it is good for us to know, because many times you don't understand. And then that can help you in growing and developing. But yes, criticism doesn't mean being judgmental. As I said, when I'm talking about healthy criticism, it is something which will help you grow. So let's not be judgmental about anybody.
Yeah.
But if there is healthy criticism, let us take it in a right spirit and constructive one. Let us take it in right spirit and improve ourselves.
Totally. I'm coming to the most important thing, cybersecurity for women. Your message, especially to young girls who are getting trolled, who are getting deepfake, all this, and it is happening. What is a strong message you want to give through Radio Mirchi?
See, first of all, what I would like to say is that safety in terms of precautions which you take while you are on the online world are extremely, extremely essential for all of us. Somehow, when we are online, we forget that there are always needs of safety, because that anonymity which comes, we tend to forget that this is something which can be terribly be misused. So that is something, the reason why we end up actually becoming victims many times, because we don't realize. It's just like, like you say that when you go out of your house, you always lock your home, right? No, we don't walk out of the house leaving everything. But somehow when we are in the online world, we forget to take those basic precautions, because we feel that it is anonymity, nothing will happen, who will know, but that is something which a misconception. So one is being safe. Second is that if you are getting trolled or if there is a deep fake, please call 1930 or go to cybercrime.gov.in. We are here to make sure that we help you out. And always we need to remember, and it especially happens with women and children, that we have a tendency to blame ourselves, right? We say, okay, if X happened to me, maybe I had done, or I did something, I blame myself for it. Don't go into that thing. If you are a victim, please approach us. We ensure your confidentiality. We'll ensure that you get whatever best legal and justice you can get. But do report.
Absolutely. Ma'am, on that note, every company is very strict about the POSH teams. So what is our department doing in POSH incidences?
So the Women Safety Wing, last year itself, we started something called Sahas, which is basically our initiative to support anybody who is facing POSH or who's facing sexual harassment at workplace. And it is a platform where you can, without revealing your identity or anything, even if you have a query to ask, many times it happens, you don't even know what is happening to you, whether it falls in that ambit or not. Sometimes there is such a gray area and you don't even understand. Or we also help companies if they want training, the IC committees if they want training, any individual who wants to approach us, we try to help them register complaints, whether it is with their organization. So from our side, we started Sahas last year in collaboration with the major industry partners. So that is what we are doing. But yes, again for POSH, A lot of it happens. One is that there's lack of awareness. You don't even know what many of us don't even know what posh is about. And for anybody who is working, please know that find out whether your organization has a posh committee. If it has a posh committee, please do keep handy the phone numbers and names of the people who are in the committee. And if you face anything, please go and discuss and ask them. If you really don't want to ask and discuss with them, please approach us at the Women Safety Wing through our SARS portal. We'll be able to guide you how to go about it.
On that note, ma'am, cybersecurity department is doing very well, and Hyderabad has become a hub. People keep saying so many cases are coming out. How are we handling, and why Hyderabad, ma'am?
See, Hyderabad is in a way the IT capital of the country, more or less. So it is not that crime is not happening anywhere else. Cybercrime. So cybercrime is the fastest growing crime across the globe and across the country. So it's not that it is happening in Hyderabad. You are more probably hearing about it because we are ensuring that people come and complain. We are ensuring the cases are registered because that is the only thing which helps create a deterrence for us to get accused. So we are very proactive, irrespective of the fact that the numbers will be high or low. We're not bothered about it because we know that cybercrime is something which is happening everywhere. But we are being more proactive because unless and until we report and register, there will be no control. How will there will be any deterrence against the accused if there is an attitude that no, cybercrimes are not to begin. So as far as the government policy is concerned, there's a zero tolerance to cybercrime. You must have heard our Honorable CM talking about every possible platform about cybercrimes and narcotics. So these are the biggest concerns across the globe, across the country. And so we are very proactively working on it.
And this year, United Nations theme is for all women and girls' rights, equality and empowerment. And your thought on that, ma'am?
I think equality and empowerment is something which goes hand in hand. You can't be empowered unless until you are equal, and you can't be equal if you are not empowered. So this is something which is a basic essential for women to grow in a society. And I would say not only for women to grow, for any society to prosper. If 50% of your population roughly is not at the same footing as the remaining 50%, where will be growth? It's not possible. So it is something which is not only something which is needed for women, it is something which is needed for national development. If we need to develop as a country, if we want to, or as a nation, it is essential that everybody is treated at par and everybody gets all opportunities which are available.
Totally. Ma'am, you being the top boss and everybody looks up to you, being a woman, what were your challenges?
Being a woman, the biggest challenge is that you have to prove that you are worth the position you are holding, right? Especially because our numbers were small, at least by the time when I joined. Now gradually it's so nice to see so many women coming out and so many women even joining police and other services and also otherwise. We need to understand that when we are fewer in number, we will be more under the lens. So when we are under the lens, it is essential that we have to see that we are wherever we are doing and whatever we are doing. It is irrespective of whether you are working in any area or field, because most of the field, the number of women comparatively is less than the other gender, because women did not take up jobs. So it is almost universal, except one or two couple of professions where women do more, better. So we have to remember that we'll be under the lens, and what we therefore need is that you have to be professionally competent. My experience has been that people really, really respect. Probably I have got more respect and affection than many of my colleagues would have got who have or equally done well, because people look whether you're professionally competent. If you're professionally competent, your gender doesn't matter. I think that is the basic thing. I don't want to be treated as a woman police officer. I'm a police officer. And for that to be a police officer, I have to be a competent police officer. My gender comes after that.
Totally.
That's what I feel.
Absolutely. So well said, ma'am. So, do you at least get time to listen to Radio Mirchi or music whenever you're free?
Radio Mirchi is on in my vehicle when I'm traveling. Not even for 1 second it is
Yay!
off unless and until I'm on a phone call.
Okay.
So
So, yeah, that do you have that me time for yourself? And every
I think I snatch that time whenever it is. I would say that eight this time to this time is my time. Which is personal. I think you snatch out snippets whenever it is available. Something you take out for yourself. So it's
And one thing, ma'am, through Radio Mirchi, your message on the most important thing, nation and digital arrest, cyber crimes. So, how do you want the people to be vigilant? I know these days we're doing so much campaign. You call up and there's a message, and those voices are given by our Radio Mirchi RJs too. So, what is that you would want to get?
I think the simplest 2-3 precautions which are there to keep yourself safe from all the cybercrime is just basic 2-3 things. We need to remember that the criminal will keep changing his modus operandi, the MO which we call, because for them they will keep changing. But the basic precautions for preventing is same. Don't respond to unknown numbers. Don't talk to people you don't know about it. Don't share your personal details, your bank details to anybody. And for heaven's sake, please don't transfer money to unknown people. Nobody, whether it is police, anybody, nobody in any government can ever ask you to transfer money for anything. We are just not authorized when we're talking about digital arrest. Stock market investment does not happen on websites, please. So please do not put your money on websites. It happens through stock exchanges. It happens through demat accounts. There are no free lunches. There are nowhere where somebody gives you, if any scheme appears to be too good, it is going to be a fraud. People say we're going to give you a 24% return. You click on something, you are going to get money out of it. Nothing happens without like that. Remember that. There is no elevator to success. You have to take a staircase.
Totally.
Remember that.
Yes. And one message on this Women's Day to all the Radio Mirchi listeners.
I would say a very, very happy Women's Day to everyone. And I would especially ask men that the more you speak about women, the greater empowerment will happen for women. So we need men talking about women rather than women talking about women. So let's ask men to start talking about women and supporting women. And as far as women is concerned, I say do what you can't.
Wow. Awesome, ma'am. Thank you so much. And thanks for your time.